Hello and welcome to Access Sportsnet. Lakers brought to you by Arrowhead of Mountain Spring Water. Chris McGee, Robert Ory, James Worthy, Mike Bresnahan. We have Mike Trudell out there in OKC. OKC gets the win. They punished the Lakers in the paint, 56-32. They also turned 19 turnovers into 29 points. Remember, at the half, that was 12 turnovers into 20 points. So the Lakers did a much better job with the basketball, but still, that's too many. But I got to start with this. The Lakers were up 108-107 with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left in that game after a Luka Doncic bucket. Luka then yells at a fan, gets his second technical of the game. He's kicked out. Vando gets a tee for blocking a shot and just staring at Alex Caruso after that. And the game kind of unraveled from there. And I bring it up because I just felt like this was one of the games of the year in the NBA. It was a lot of fun. Both teams were playing at such a high level. It felt like a playoff game inside that arena for the crowd, and to maybe not have that concept as the refs of what's going on in this game and to make that call, I just think was egregious a little bit. And I'm disappointed in a big game because it was a great game, and then it just turned at that point 29-12 after that
Yeah.
for the last 7 minutes and 47 seconds. And we'll talk about OKC, and we'll give them their love in a minute. But that was disappointing for sure.
Yeah, it was definitely a winnable game. The Lakers have proven that they could stay with Oklahoma in these last two games. As a team, you know, I think you got to be aware of the rules. Like the stare down, if you can't stare down somebody, that's a technical. Luka has a reputation, obviously, of talking to the referees a little too much, and he was looking right into that referee's direction. That's unfortunate. I think a referee has to know when a star player has a technical foul. It's got to be really, really bad to toss him out of the game. I didn't like the second tech on Luka, and I'm sure the Lakers are going to try to rescind it or talk about it. But the game was lost with the turnovers, Keith. A lot of turnovers. And I just think, they were right there until this man got thrown out of the game. So he's got to be careful, whether it was fair or not. He's got to be careful about how he, controls himself on the floor.
Luka's a very emotional player. He's one of the guys. He's a Rasheed Wallace this day and era. He's going to get a lot of text calls. And I think for me, he has to understand the importance he is. Because think about it. I don't know how many texts he has. Stat guy, you can
14.
probably tell. 14. One more, he's what? Suspended for a game, right?
Two more.
So you got to understand who you are and your importance. I know it's down the stretch, but does that carry over into the playoffs, though? Okay, so you got 3 games left, so just be careful with text because you never know. Anything can happen these last 2 games, so be conscious of who you are at all times.
As a player, does that bother you that those calls were made?
It bothers me because
even the first team.
You look around the league, and I was at that Golden State Laker game, and you see the way Draymond talks to refs.
Exactly.
And the way he is, demonstrative with his actions around the ref. And they cower at him. They're scared of him instead of teeing up. That's the thing where he's just talking trash to someone, not even to the ref, and he throws him out. So for me, that's what players always want. We want everyone, no matter who you are. I get it. There'll be going to be some guys that get called other guys. But still, though, when it comes to motions like this, you have to keep it fair around the league because now you just look at this and you compare it to Draymond or anybody else that talks crazy to a ref. This is just not right.
And I think, Brez, like the fan in me got upset because I was loving this game as a fan of the NBA. Obviously, Lakers, too. It was just so high level, and you don't always get that, right? So many times when they play games, people are sitting out or this. It's a big complaint, right? But everyone healthy, everyone playing. Playoffs are right around the corner. It just had a lot of meaning, especially with the way the Lakers handled them 2 nights ago. Just have a little, a grasp on what's going on in the game.
Yeah, I mean, definitely maybe a misinterpretation by the referee. Luka definitely turned his direction and yelled, but he was yelling past the referee to a fan who is apparently antagonizing him. That's really what Luka's reaction to me proved, that he did not mean to yell at the ref. I think Luka's smart enough that he's got 1 tech. You've got to realize that. The problem for him is he's played 48 games this year. He has 14 technical fouls. That's a lot, When you pick up that first technical foul in the first half, James, you've got to say, okay, I'm a very spirited player. I'm a very physical player. I'm emotional. I'll get on the refs. I'll get on the opposing team. Maybe I'll get on my own teammates every once in a while. And I think he forgot that he already had that one tech. And even though he wasn't yelling at the ref directly, it certainly appeared that way. We'll see what everyone says in the post-game breakdown. But disappointing. Fun game. Fun game. And as Stu said at the very end of the broadcast, the Lakers definitely served notice. That this team, this almost record-setting team, they've been destroying people by 12, 13 points a game on average. Lakers are right there with them. To me, they're clearly the top two teams in the West.
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping we would kind of have something different to talk about because I just love the way that the Lakers kind of go, huge underdogs in terms of the line. SGA's getting refereed. We knew he would get over 10 free throws. He did. And the Lakers took every punch they had, big game, every single punch they had. And we're throwing them right back.
Given the fact how many times the Lakers turned the ball over, how much Oklahoma scored in the paint, Lakers only had 6 fast break points. You would think that would be a losing occasion, but they're good enough to stay close and find other ways to score, hitting the 3-ball. But, I think, and I think it was a winnable game. I actually thought the way the game was flowing, I thought we were going to win this game because they couldn't move away from us. And we had players that could score. So it's just one of those games, you got to throw it out now, throw it out the window, and just, talk less and play more.
Yeah. And Rob, listen, you live and die by it sometimes. Lakers had 18 threes going to that fourth quarter. I'm already thinking they make 5. They got a franchise record. They beat it from the night before. They didn't hit any threes in the fourth. They also struggled from the free throw line a little bit.
They struggled from free throw. Austin Reeves missed 3 in a row. I think it was three out of 4. But for me, when you look at the totality of the game, look, OKC had 24 more shots than the Lakers.
Wow. 24 more shots.
And so you think about the turnovers, you think about the Lakers, which was shocking, shot more free than the Thunder. So for me, if I'm an opposing player, I'm worried about the Lakers because they tied us in every category. They beat us in the one that we usually beat people in free throws, and we need a little help from that 6th man to win this ball game. And for me, it's just, when you say good losses and bad losses, everybody thinks there's no such thing that all losses are bad. But you can take something away from this. And the Thunder are going we got to go to the drawing board because we have no answer for these Lakers. If Luka's in this game, we don't they don't turn the ball over. We saw what happened to us in the first game. So I think also, not just, sometimes you think about the opponent you playing, I think around the league, people will take a nose like, oh, the only team they lost to down the stretch was Golden State, but people take notice of the Lakers.
Got to give a lot of credit to the way OKC played as well. Williams with 26, Dort with 17, but also SGA set the tone. He was attacking Brez from the get-go. He had 42 points, got to the line 11 times. He also hit 5 threes, so much different game for SGA here in the second time around.
Yeah, obviously right now he is the leader in the clubhouse for the MVP vote. It's a 2-horse race, according to Vegas. Jokic second place, but and when you watch SGA like tonight, this is why you say, okay, this guy probably should get it. His team's very good. They have a high-powered offense. They force a lot of turnovers. What we saw tonight, we didn't see the other night from OKC in their 27-point loss to the Lakers. Tonight, what they do, they're number 1 in causing turnovers in the league, number 1 in converting those into points in the league. We saw that tonight. This is much more of an OKC game than 2 nights ago. And again, that's why it's disappointing that it couldn't end with all the main characters on the court. It would be fun to see what Luka and the Lakers could do. Keep in mind, no Rui Hachimura tonight. So the Lakers a little short-handed, James, and they still were pretty physical, I thought. I was impressed by what they did there.
You missed Rui with the size.
You missed Rui for sure. Yeah. And by the way, no emotional let-up in sight. Where's Luka playing tomorrow night? In Dallas, his return home to his old team.
Yeah, it was 108-107 with 7 minutes and 40 seconds left, and the 29-12 run for OKC. We go back to OKC. JJ Redick is speaking with Mike Trudell in the media.
JJ, you're up 1 when the Luka ejection.
Chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình sẽ tiếp tục hướng dẫn các bạn làm vòng. Và hôm nay của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là quần ngố. Mọi người, hôm nay vòng của mình sẽ có tiêu đề là quần đảo. Bây giờ mình bắt đầu. Ở đây là màu xanh này. Ở đây ba màu này, ba màu này. Rồi mình chép vòng nha. và mình hoàn thành video của mình.